does not fall. A one-possession ball game, 82-80. Fever with the lead and the ball in the hands of Wallace.
But Indiana has done a good job of putting Washington in rotation, and right here it's exactly what they want to do. Again, Washington has to stay disciplined defensively. And there's a cross match now. Mitchell and Dolson now matched.
3 seconds, Mitchell, 2 seconds to Smith. Turnover into the hands of Van Loo. Mystics pushing in transition. Atkins slows it down. Under a minute to go now in the fourth. Dolson. Samuelson. Dolson back with it, over to Atkins. 8 on the shot clock. Atkins rises. That one's short as Smith comes up with it. Clark with the ball in hand. Up the floor to Wallace. 40 seconds to go in the ball game, and Christy Sides does not want to chance it. She wants to call a timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them. A 2-point ball game here in the fourth. Set up for a finish here, 82-80. Indiana with the 2-point lead, 39.3 to play, and a timeout was called by Fever head coach Christy Sides. She wanted to take a moment, talk things over, and set her young team up.
You have to, right? You have to get organized. You have to trust that plays can be made. And Caitlin Clark said, hey, we've played Las Vegas a couple times, New York a couple of times. They have vets on that team, Olympic gold medalist. And we're just trying to learn what's best for us. And that's why Sides took that timeout.
Mitchell to inbound. Wallace, Boston, Smith, and Clark on the floor with her. Clark comes off the top. Clark surveying. Has Dolson picking her up now. Baseline. Over to Mitchell. 8 on the shot clock. Mitchell touches it to Boston around the defender. And Aaliyah Boston is going to head to the free throw line to try and extend this lead.
How do you like that? 4 of the 5 players for Indiana touched the basketball, and they got to the third side. There's Kelsey Mitchell with a pitch pass right there to Aaliyah Boston, who just came up short right there at the rim, but she'll head to the line to increase this lead.
Boston leaves the door open for Washington, missing the first. Erica Wheeler off the bench for Indiana, getting set to check in, and she'll come in for Clark. A little offense, defense. Erica Wheeler, one of the better perimeter defenders in the league.
77% shooter is Boston from the line.
Boston misses both as Edwards collects the rebound, and Tebow calls a reset timeout, and he will elect to inbound on the right sideline for Washington. And the reset timeout, new to the WNBA, it allows coaches, you cannot huddle, but you can advance the ball late in the game and also pick the inbound side of the court where you want it. Here's Atkins. Atkins attacking. Little hesitation, hanging, doesn't get the bounce. Edwards fighting for the rebound. Atkins fought for it, but was out of bounds. Shot clock will turn off. 17.8 in the Fever with possession as Clark will come back in for Wheeler.
Now what a sequence. And the opportunities that Washington has had here in the last several seconds.
Chrissy Sides, another timeout. 82-80, 17.8 to play. We'll take a timeout with them.
I want to go for a high percentage shot. You know, Washington's, I don't think they're expecting Indiana to pull a triple right here. I think you have to stay high percentage. So I think for the Mystics, they've got to take away the inside touches, apply strong pressure on the perimeter for any passes coming down in there to either Boston or Smith. Well, Smith is out, so Samuelson is in. They went to a small lineup, so maybe a 4 out, 1 in. Gives Boston the ball.
In the backcourt now coming up over half. The double coming as Dee Dee Richards checked into the ball game along with Walker Kimbrough. The Mystics foul, and the clock will stop with 11.9. Ariel Atkins whistled for that one, and it will send Clark to the free throw line. A 90% free throw shooter. She has not missed this evening. Now 5 for 5 as she adds a little more to this Fever lead.
And she went over and eclipsed the all-time scoring record on the free throw line with no one standing there. So she enjoys these kinds of moments for sure.
Woman in the arena.
Hey.
As she gets both, and Eric Thibault elects to call a timeout. 84-80, 11.9 to play. In the huddle for the Mystics, Christy, are you drawing up two potential plays if you can get a quick score and then a steal? What are you looking for?
And defensively, they probably want to foul right away once again. But you have to be smart and maybe double Caitlin Clark so she's not the catcher and not foul her because of how steady she's been from the line. So yes, offensively for Washington, I'm looking for a dribble drive and maybe a spray out to Dolson for three. She's 5 of 6 from 3, 7 of 10 from the floor for 19 points.
The only thing is with this entire lineup for the Fever, all Fever players shoot over 75% from the charity stripe. Into Dolson. Samuelson the three. That falls, 7.5 to play. 84-83. And Coach Sides is, I believe, using her reset timeout, and it does also allow substitutions.
Yes. That was a big time shot by Carly Samuelson right here. Dolson gets it, squares it up, pitches it out. And Samuelson comes up huge with the triple with 7.5 seconds here to go.
Samuelson to inbound for the Fever. Mitchell in the backcourt again. They go to Boston. Here's Clark. And 5.4 remain on the clock. And the foul called on Atkins.
You can see Washington really trying hard not to let Caitlin Clark touch the rock. But she is a magnet to that thing. Bees to honey, 29 points for the rookie.
And Boston did a great job when she caught the ball. She went away from the defense to take time off the clock on that catch.
Smart.
Clark sinks the first.
30 ball for her.
To go along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists and 4 steals. Dolson back in along with Van Loo for the Mystics. Clark set to take the second free throw and make this a 3-point ball game with 5.4 on the clock. And this is Dolson with time running out, throws it away as Mitchell got a piece of that one. There's 1.4 on the clock. And the Mystics, because of Mitchell getting a piece of that one, will have the possession on the sideline. And they trail by 2.
That sound you hear, the sweat beads popping off all the fans who are on their feet here in DC.
Dolson to inbound. Van Loo, Walker Kimbrough, Samuelson. Atkins. And she did not get that off in time as the Fever will get their 3rd win on the season in an exhilarating and exciting 85-83 win for Indiana.